Look at the lighting.
It's beautiful there.
Guys, look at this. Look at this.
Also, didn't you just redo your entire house?
Yep. Just in time to move.
Wait, what?
What do you do?
Shut up.
Yeah, we finished our house 24 hours before we packed the car up to Vancouver. We had like the last piece going in, which was this like frosted mirror thing in our bar cabinet area, and like living in our dream house. It took us a long time to like get it to where it is, like 5.5, 6 years, and you know. But the thing is, the bigger, the most important thing was that I wanted to be in a place that I could see my kids more. I wasn't seeing my kids. I was gone for 6 months out of a year, and also Cassandra and I were really craving some nature in our life, and we love Los Angeles, but it's such a like, I say it's a rat race, completely different to the East Coast. You know, like the East Coast hustle, like New York, Toronto, Boston. It's just got that energy to it, you know. But LA is in a different way. We're entertaining all the time, and it's just a lot, right? Like the cars, the smog, the people. And so, you know, my wife, there was a couple significant losses in our life that also had made this move, you know, be something we were just, you know, craving and wanted to do. And so we decided to do it, and it's been incredible. Like we went for a walk this morning in the woods. We try to get out at least like a few times a week and just go walk in a different park. And there's parks all over where we're living here in North Vancouver, right below the mountains. We're like, the National Forest is right behind us. Oh, cool. It's just beautiful, you know.
How are the kids adjusted to it? They're fine with it?
The kids were adjusted. I went off to shoot in Ireland a few months ago. Like, I dropped the kids. That's the crazy thing. We move up here.
You're like, here you go.
Crazy. Yeah. So the whole point of the move was for me to spend more time with the family. And we drive up. We had this great drive. We went up the coast, Oregon, Washington State, and stuff. And that was so beautiful.
Yeah.
And took it took like 6 days to get up here. And we land here, and 4 days later, I'm on an airplane to Ireland to go shoot a movie. I was the most. It was a bigger transition for me than my kids. Like that, I dropped both boys off at school on their second day, and both of them were just standing there by themselves as all the kids were running around. They had their cliques of friends and everything. And I was like, my wife and I sat in our car and just like watched from a distance, going like, all right, what are they going to do? How are they going to, how are they, what's their next move? And and we were both like very emotional about it. You know, we're like, we left this perfect situation in Los Angeles with all their close friends, and we have an amazing community of parents down there. And here we are dropping them off at this, you know, like bringing them up here in this random place.
Yeah.
And 3 days after I left, I'm on FaceTime with my boys and my wife and everything, and they like both kids have friends.
Yeah.
We have so many birthday parties now. I'm right back to the place I was where we left LA. I'm like, no, Preston, pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. We don't want to have, you know, so many things to have to do on the weekends now. But they're fine. It's been an incredible trend. Like, it's been great growth for them, great growth for us.
Yes.
And also, they're boys, and they play outside in the ocean, and they play in the woods.
Right.
And there's bald eagles that land in our backyard. There's a bear that comes in our backyard. There's deer.
Yeah.
There's just like all this big, extreme nature that gives them a whole new respect for the environment they live in, and also for their parents, because I'll be like, behave yourself, or I'll leave you outside with the bear.
Oh, there's bears outside.
There's bears outside. Yeah, you want to stay inside?
So
or you want to go outside?
When you sold the house, Did you?
We didn't sell the house. We're renting it.
Oh, that's
okay.
good.
That was what. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Kristin wants somewhere to stay when she's out in LA. That's why she.
When do I ever? I never go to LA. I thought I was going to go to college there. Like the acting school that I got into had one in LA and New York, and I was like, I toured the one in LA, and I was like, I am not a West Coast person.
Wow.
So New York, I went instead.
Yeah. You know, I am originally from Montreal, so I am the core of me. I feel like my soul is in Montreal. My heart is in the West Coast, you know, and I didn't realize even how much of a West Coast guy I am until being here now for 24 years in LA. And LA is also the type of place where it grows on you, you know. It's like one of those places it only started to make sense for me after being there for 5 years. And I had my friend group and small friend group. I had already shed a lot of, people out of my life, and then it really became home when I brought my Cassandra out there, when Cassandra and I started to build a life and a family, and so.
So it's wild as adults that we still have to make new friends if we need to, because like at school you can clearly just make like, oh, these are my friends.
Yeah.
Making friends, you have to make all new friends like your kids did now up in Vancouver, or did you already know people?
So we actually we know too many people up here.
Oh, okay. There you go. Okay, fine.
We're trying to keep it quiet as we're up here. Like, what's great is my niece lives here. She's 23. She's the best. Clover, and Clover comes over every single weekend pretty much with her boyfriend.
That's a dope name.
Yeah, it is. Clover Sky.
Dude, is your brother or sister, whoever had them, a hippie? Because that's amazing.
Yeah, my sister is just she is a hippie through and throughout.
Great.
And she's like her best friend. My sister's 49 and her daughter's 23. Yep. And so and my sister was just here looking after the boys when we were on the cruise. Cassandra and I went on the weekend Hallmark cruise.
We'll talk about
that. Yeah, there's so much, man.
That's the thing. I don't even know how to I was like, should I just spend a half hour sharing accolades? Well done on this, well done on that. Kudos.
Well, it's funny too, because Andrew, you're talking about like you're in Ireland. We just know what you've like in our minds, you're just relaxing now because you've done it. It's all out there, but obviously you're still hustling. So
man, I'm I feel like this is I'm really this is my time. This is the pocket that where I feel I'm the busiest for a few weeks right before Christmas Con hits.
Yeah.
And then it's I'm on vacation, like right after Christmas Con. And that's why I think we all have such a great time at Christmas Con. Like all the actors, we let loose a little bit. And because we all know that it's just been such a big lead up until that moment. And especially this year, because Hallmark has done such an incredible job at putting us into fan experiences a lot more, and also getting us together, and it's never been like this. So here we are, like stacking these weekends. I couldn't even imagine like Tyler right now is like he
was on the Today Show, I think today.
And he's in Kansas City for the weekend for the premiere.
Yeah.
He was in New York a few days before we were on weekend 2 cruise. He was on weekend 1 cruise. Because he did Groomsmen. So Groomsmen is kind of its separate thing, and then Three Wise Men is its own separate thing. So Tyler's got to straddle both men, both
wild.
Guy movies.
Good for him though, man. That must be so exciting. Like what a journey that I feel like that all of you have gotten to like, there's not just this like, oh, you get to do a Christmas movie. There's such adventure for you guys. You're saying like with these fan experiences that does it feel different making the movies, knowing you will firsthand talk to the people a little bit, if that makes sense?
Look, it's always been something that I feel like I've had to work on. I'm, as you guys have known in the past conversations we've had, I'm a little long-winded, and I kind of don't make sense sometimes. And I just like talk about, you know, about the peripheral, and I don't really get to the point sometimes. So yeah, I definitely doing more and more of these and doing them in a little bit more, you know, respective, like in a forum where I need to be concise to the point.
Yeah.
I have a certain amount of time, like a lot of interviews, our press junkets, all that stuff. Like we did for Wise Men, we did 36 interviews in 4 hours in New York when we were in New York for the bus tour that we did from Washington to Philadelphia to New York, and then an extra couple days of press. And so yeah, look, I feel like I'm getting better at it now, and it's become second nature. And but right from like the first Christmas con I ever did 6 years ago, that's or five or so years ago, was when the first real fan, you know, boots on the ground,
yeah, you know, like here they
ground
are,
floor, talking to people and seeing the reaction to what the reaction people have had to these movies. I never had that before. So from that moment 5 years ago, it changed my whole perspective. Not that it didn't hit me what these movies meant to people. I saw it on social media, but it's a little different when you're reading a message
one-on-one,
your phone compared to one-on-one, and you're hearing people's stories and how these movies are changing people's lives. So look, it's just been such a rush. Like honestly, it's getting off this cruise. Like it was, I had to come, my wife was like, I can't believe what I'm witnessing here. And it's the closest thing to feeling like a Beatle. You know?
I know. Yeah. Yep.
What? Because we talked to Julie Sherman Wolf last week, and she was on the cruise, and she's like, I'm a writer. Why were people recognizing me in the buffet line? Like she said, she felt like a Beatle for that weekend.
It was wild. Yeah. You know, you don't feel worthy, to be honest. Like I have imposter syndrome. Like I totally. It's like, to what point do you like? I've always been somebody to, you know, feel like I do feel like I'm grounded in a way, and I was raised that way. My mom, my dad would cut me down a bunch of size if I ever got too big from my you know, my britches. My dad would just immediately, you know, be like, "Hey, buddy,
cool your jets. You're not that cool."
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's fascinating. You know, we've talked about it. We've talked about it with you in the past, but the whole idea of Hallmark being more than simply rom-coms, and it has almost become a genre unto itself. The way, like, it's, you know, Chris and I are obsessed with Marvel, and we're obsessed with Hallmark, and they seem weird, but like you think about it, and they're just such awesome universes to, you know, kind of like dive into. So it's not surprising that you guys, I mean, you're putting in the work, obviously, but it's not surprising you're getting what you're getting out of it from the fandom. So, and I'm glad that it's happening for you guys.
Look, the beauty, and I just read this the other day, you know, where when you start feeling like you're self-deprecating, or when you are going through a bit of a depression, or if you're, you know, if there's too much of a spotlight on you, and you're starting to question, like, or get anxious over just waking up in the morning time, and I'm saying this in general. It was just funny how I read this thing the other day, and what it said was, you got to put the best way to get out of that is just start asking other people questions. Start putting out, you know, you become an inquisitive person over like, what are other people doing? How are you today? Go to the grocery store, and I feel like the minute that and I'm not saying that anybody in this world that we're working in is like this, because the beauty of, you know, of Hallmark, and I feel like the actors that they have working for them, we all feel so lucky because of the the climate right now as an actor is very bleak, you know, and it's fleeting, and there's so many actors out of work. So, and there's so many actors that haven't even, that are so talented that haven't even had their opportunity,
Right.
you know? And so for all of us to be working in a genre, in a place that not only are we now able to do all the stories that we want to do, and, you know, broad comedy to, you know, heartfelt drama and suspense with Curious Caterer and these other things that we're able to do now. Like, we're also these beacons of hope and light and joy to all of these people that watch the network. So the imposter syndrome, I think, was something that I reflected on, and I was like, man, like, I don't want people to, I feel unworthy of this love and this like, recognition.
Right.
And and so for me in this, and especially on all of these fan experiences, it's about the fans, and it's about what brought you to Hallmark, what brought you to watch my movies, what's your story, you know? I want to know about your story, you know? And that's the beauty of this. And I'm starting to hear so many more people's stories just by asking them that question. And that's been the beauty of these fan experiences now for me, is like, what's your story? How did you find the network?
Right.
Who are you here with? What are you doing for the holidays?
Yes.
And you know, it's not about what I've done. It's not about,
It's,
you know,
it is interesting because, I mean, you know, that the two of us are improvisers, and you speaking to the kind of the idea of, like, I used to do stand-up and I didn't like it as much because I was by myself and I put so much pressure on myself to be so good. But even when I do an improv scene with one other person, having that conversation and collaboration. So when you guys get to do this fan interaction, it is such like this gorgeous collaboration of, like, they'll say something and we do this exercise where someone will say something in a scene and then you'll be like, ooh, tell me more about that. And it's just this idea of, like, you just said something great. Please unpack more of it for me, because I'm here to listen to you. And it's like the most, if the world revolved around that sort of kindness, I think we would be so great. We'd be so great as a human race.
Yeah, no kidding, eh? That's the beauty. Look, I'm standing next to Ben Ayres at this, on the cruise, and I hear the words that are coming out of his mouth, and he's all about the fans. And then I'm standing next to Erin Cahill, and she's just like this Care Bear, you know, like she's like shooting her heart out to people, like, you know, like, you know. And then Nikki DeLoach is just this like sounding board, and somebody who is like a therapist, like a walking therapist. She's like, how can I help you in the thing that you need help in? And then, you know, Tyler, he's just like, this is all for you. Like, what can I do to make your experience better? And then, you know, every single person has their own superpower. And like, we joke, we're like, guys, we're like the Care Bears here.
Yes, you each are. Or like,
they all make me so proud.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of my peers and the people that I'm working with. Right from the top, like Annie Howell, who's the head of communications, and it's really her and Shayna, who obviously they need the blessing from Mike Perry, but they have had just the greatest ideas in having these fan experiences come to life. And like, look what Hallmark is doing this year. This year has been epic. Their 15th anniversary of Countdown to Christmas, and it's like cruise, Kansas City, 4 weekends of experiences, the bus tour where we stop at the Children's Hospital in Philly, you know, where I was too bad I couldn't, you know, we couldn't come say hi to you guys. I didn't even have time to get a Philly cheesesteak when I was there, but
that's all right. They're great. Just picture something great, and that's what it was.
That's what you missed out on.
It was great.
Great.
Man, oh man. Well,
I don't know. I feel like we're starting all over the place here with this.
No, this is exactly all we wanted. We're not, listen.
We're not organized.
We're not organized. And we are, in a way.
Welcome to my world, guys.
Yeah. The only thing we're organized with is I have to bring up a photo from one of the cruises. I've been bringing this up since they posted it on Facebook or wherever. I have questions. There's this photo, but this was week 1.
Yeah.
Where was trip 2's photo?
Andrew, there's no photo.
I know, there's no photo. There's no photo.
So sorry.
The girls did something like this, I think.
Oh, okay. But the thing is, we're here to objectify men, not women. So
I know.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry we couldn't give you anything to objectify us with.
It's okay. I keep bringing this up every.
This is a tough crowd to. That's a tough crowd. That's a tough bunch to compare to right there.
No, listen. I asked Mike and Kevin whose abs they would most want.
I said immediately Will Kemp because I just want to look like that in a shirt. Like, right? I never take that shirt off.
But you know, Kevin, everybody wants to dance like Will Kemp.
Yeah, we do.
He's a classically trained ballerina.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh my goodness. Yeah. But the cruise was like fun. And did you enjoy any moment? Not like, did you get to hang with everybody without fans, or was it very fan heavy?
No. It was a great balance between the two, you know, but it was the most fun experience, honestly. Like it exceeded. I knew that it was going to be fun.
Yeah.
But I spoke to Chris Palaha afterwards, and he's like, "Man, I'm buzzing." This is 3 days after he got back from the cruise, and he's like, "I'm buzzing from this. This is like, it's tough to like walk away from that."
Oh, I bet.
That the response and.
Right.
The crowd and the people, you know, this support and love, the outpouring of love, you know, and so we got a lot of time at the end of days to spend in this hospitality suite. We had a great time, and then the final night we joined everybody, all the fans in the silent disco, and just danced our hearts out, and you know, cocktails were flowing, and we were
Special guest star.
Cassandra, you can wave. You're
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Hello. We love your new home. I'm sorry that your fixed home isn't your home.
You did what?
That our fixed home isn't our home.
Oh.
Happy Thanksgiving.
This is Cassandra, by the way.
Hi, Cassandra.
Hi, Chris, Kevin.
Hi, guys.
So nice to meet you. My goodness. Are you cooking tomorrow for Thanksgiving?
So it's actually not Thanksgiving in Canada.
Right. Oh, I don't understand. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So we celebrated Thanksgiving beginning of October, but we are going to probably do something a little traditional because we have U.S. friends coming to spend the weekend with us.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, our son's really good friend is coming up here, and parents. So.
Yeah, nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
I'm unloading Christmas gifts before the kids get home.
Oh my god!
And that.
Oh my god! Christmas.
It's great. We're trying to we had this one gift that our youngest, that our youngest was so set on. He drew a picture of it and everything, and we went back to Costco to go pick it up, and it was sold out. So we're like, oh geez, okay, what do we do now? So we had them go to. There's this amazing store here, Canadian Tire. It's like, I don't even know what I compare it to in the US.
It's like a mix between like Home Depot and Target.
Yeah, it's like Home Depot and Target.
It's like a Menards.
It's the best store ever.
Yeah.
But better. And Costco. It's got like Costco grade quality products.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's also, it was built around a tire center back in the day. Like it was automobile centric. But then they've added all, you can get like, you know, your high-end vacuums and any toys, their toy section, outdoor gear. It's like a Dick's
fun
sporting goods store, mixed with a tire center, mixed with a Home Depot.
Wow.
It's epic. It's epic. So we brought them over there, and we're like, guys, just in case Santa Claus doesn't get your first round of gifts, go there. So anyway, that's what you went and got.
That's amazing. I'm kind of sad because my niece and nephew are like 19 and 21 now. So like, I don't know, they just want money. But I liked when I used to be able to get them like things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I don't really have anyone to like Christmas. I mean, I could buy Kevin toys.
Well, you got Kevin. Yeah, get Kevin.
Kevin toys.
Unbelievable.
Kevin, what are you,
yeah.
chopped liver there?
No.
I know. You get Chris just paying you in cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just give Kevin cash.
She's like my great aunt. I get a $5 bill from her.
That's it. And a pair of socks.
Yeah.
Well, oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, so the cruise was incredible, and we did get a lot of time to spend together. The talent did. But it was, we did so many fun fan experiences. The itinerary was just packed. We had like improv stuff that we were going up and doing. Yeah. Nina Weinman wrote a whole scene for us. Every actor was a different character, and we, Tyler was afraid of Santa Claus.
Did you have to work your space work in there, Andrew?
Yeah, of course, yep. Man. There's a lot of stuff that a lot of high school acting.
It all comes back.
Weird skills.
Skills. Yeah,
there's skills. I teach a whole workshop on space work because I can't watch someone walk through another person's table. Like someone will establish a table and then walk right through it. I'm like, I can't have that. I can't. I can't.
No.
And in the musical I'm doing right now, I'm playing 6 different women, and I have 30 different props, like a scarf, a shawl, a hat, just to differentiate who I am. And then I have like tea and a notebook and all this stuff. And everyone else was like, oh man, I'm sorry you have so many props. I was like, what do you mean? I'm so excited.
I need these.
I have things that are substantial. Like, this is great. All you guys have is a microphone. It's great. I love props.
No, I need props. I love a prop.
Yeah.
Look at Brad Pitt. He's always eating in movies.
I know.
Yeah, that's how he gets away. Look, the guy's hungry.
You're on set all day.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Why not do 2 things at once?
So I'm going to start my pile of accolades. I need to congratulate you and Nikki and the whole team on Curious Caterer. Those are phenomenal, dude. Like,
thank you so much.
I don't want to pick a favorite, but like the second to last one, maybe, when y'all got to wear all the garb things.
The medieval stuff.
Yeah. Very funny.
It was
very
great.
funny.
Look, hats off to the writers and the producers for continuing to find storylines that are interesting and bringing people back. Like, honestly, I feel like I just got to show up in those movies. I just and Nikki and I don't approach it like we're going. We don't approach any movie like it's a Hallmark movie.
Of course.
Nowadays it's just you're going on set and you're doing your work. And Curious Caterer is one of those things where I'm able to explore a different side of myself as an actor and a character that I wouldn't normally get to play in Hallmark movies. He's been, Tom Schultz is a bit of a slow burn. I play against everything that who he is innately. Like I'm an introverted extrovert, I guess, in real life. But Tom Schultz is an introvert. He is somebody who just doesn't want to be around people. Mm-hmm. He's okay in showing that. And it also gives Goldie space to be who she is, right? And to really bring that she's
charismatic person. I mean, it
so
honestly,
charismatic.
And it's really, really empowering to have the female lead be and not have this like sidekick dude be like, that's not right. Because I grew up watching Murder, She Wrote, and to me that series is very Murder, She Wrote, because y'all keep having a lot of murders in the same town.
Yeah, we were saying like, what are we gonna do in episode 20? There's gonna be like nobody left in the town.
There's nobody left in the town.
Also, like, who wants to hang out with Goldie?
No one.
Everyone dies.
That's why I was like, why is anyone still friends with Jessica Fletcher? She's going to murder you because I'm pretty sure it's always her, and she's solving it and blaming it on someone else. So at some point, it should just do this dark turn where it is Goldie that's just been doing all these murders.
Oh yeah, let's see.
But you guys are crushing it. Also, Riley Davis. I don't know that dude is give him all
Yeah.
the acting jobs as.
Where did he come from? And
Oh my gosh.
he is getting all the acting jobs.
Good.
Honestly, he's like every time he does a Curious Caterer, he has to carve out that time for his 5-6 days because he's shooting TV series in Toronto.
Good.
He's doing multiple shows up here in Vancouver. He's all over the place. And the guy is so talented, and he could whoop some ass. Let me tell you. Yeah, he's you wouldn't even think Riley is an extremely skilled boxer.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. I've trained at a gym with him before, and the guy can throw punches like you wouldn't believe.
Damn.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. Can he start? I need to see like a fight scene then with him and like a.
I feel like he wouldn't fight though.
No, he would be like his character would be very.
So we were saying it, given the opportunity, and we're very fortunate that people are continuing to turn into these Caterer movies, but so we are. Nothing's guaranteed.
Hey.
But we are supposed to be coming back for more.
Yeah.
But this is where it gets exciting, where we're able to go into really like carve out each individual character's life and maybe explore that a little bit more. And also nobody really knows a lot about Goldie's past.
Yeah.
So like we don't even know. We talk about it a bit, and Nikki has her own backstory, of course, and Tom has way more of a backstory than Goldie does. But our supporting cast members, who are such an important piece to this being as successful as it is, Lachlan and JC, the Marla character, and and Riley, like it's going to be really exciting to be able to go back and learn a lot more about where these people have come from and why they are who they are. But we were like, maybe Riley, you follow him, and he is a closet boxer, or like maybe he's like a sharpshooter. Maybe he's like this amazing aim with a I don't know, whatever it is.
Yeah. Oh, I also just want him to find some sort of partner on that show, just to start dating someone, because him being like fumbly and dating someone would bring so much joy to this show.
Great. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe it's a world in which we do a mashup with another detective show.
Yes.
And Riley falls in love with somebody on another Hallmark detective show.
Can it be the one that Paul does with because there's this funny, the wife, the husband and wife mystery solvers.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's great. That might be, yes.
Ooh,
yeah, that's a good one.
Because they just have DC has those the Flash and Arrow, so many crossover episodes. Y'all can start having mystery crossovers.
We can start having mystery crossovers.
Then at least everyone in your town doesn't have to die.
That's true. Other townspeople.
We're gonna kill other people's. Yeah, we're gonna kill other townspeople.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're full of these really great ideas. Not really. Well, also we have to talk about getting to work with the ray of sunshine that is Ashley Williams.
Oh my God! I know.
How did that project? Because y'all because you haven't done a movie with her yet, right? This was the first one.
This was a first, yeah.
Oh,
and she's a really good friend. Our boys play together weekly, and we're neighbors, so we see each other all the time. So being on set was just being at home with her. And there's some people that change when they come on set, and Ashley's one of those people that just does not change. And what I was very impressed with Ashley is she is seeing her set personality, where the producer and the director, because now she's directing.
Right.
She's directing network television. She's doing, she's off doing all of, her directing is really taking a life of its own. And so to see that side of Ashley on set was so incredible. And
when you got that character, because I read some articles, it's a very different character for you. So but that's fun. That's why we're actors, right? Like, we don't want to just play the same ding dong every time.
No.
Like, was it so fun creating this? We're gonna say it, douchebag at the start. Like,
hey, you and everybody else that's watched that movie, they're like, wow, I really like Andrew as a douchebag.
Yeah.
And I guess that's a good thing. I guess
is.
You know.
Yeah, it's because you never do. That's not. You don't associate you with that. So it was such a weird turn. Although I will say, the first time we see him, I was like, he's okay, he's fine, because he was like the whole scene in the gym was like, they're navigating through it until you go, can you go to a different gym? And I was like, oh man,
that's
But then Kevin brought up a good point, or no, maybe it was Mike, because it was like. Mike was like, no, that would annoy the crap out of me. I would ask her to leave too, and blah blah blah. It was so
it was not me. I would never ask someone to leave.
We were in your corner, but obviously then there's like a lovely character arc.
So good,
human being.
Look, I would never say, when I read that on the page, I was like, that's pretty harsh. I don't think I could ever tell somebody to leave a gym and go work out somewhere else because of but I'm sad to say I haven't seen the movie yet because I was away when it aired, and so I'm trying to find it on streaming right now and watch it. But I can get a link as well. Cassandra's next to me. She's like, I'm sure you can get a link. Yes, I can get a link. I can get a link.
You know where to find the people.
You know a few people. I'm sure Ashley has it.
Yeah, Ashley probably has it.
How do you feel watching yourself? Are you able to watch yourself and at least step back and
back years ago, different projects are a little harder than others.
Yeah.
But I've been doing this long enough now that I'm fine with it, and it's a good way to learn and identify things that I need to potentially change or not do again. And you're always being somewhat critical in a constructive way when you're watching yourself, and and look, it wouldn't serve me as an actor or an artist if I didn't watch myself and have that critical eye.
Sure,
absolutely. And especially my biggest critic.
Yeah. Is she like, oh God, your face? Why'd you make that face? Or is it more like, oh wow? You get
it's less of the oh wow, why'd you make that face now, and it's actually more like, wow, hey, babe, you did a good job. If I got a babe, you did a good job.
Very good.
Then I really did a good job.
Yeah.
She's more of my kissing critic.
Oh,
to be honest.
interesting.
Yeah.
Fair. No, I hear that. Yeah.
You went in too fast.
Yeah.
You got to go in slower, Andrew. It's more dramatic and it's more of an intense moment. So every time you see me come in slowly for a kiss now, it's Cassandra.
There you go.
You got to give her credit.
You also have to make sure you have an audience. That's the Hallmark staple. Make sure there's an audience when you go in for that kiss.
Why
That's it.
Is that in some sort of like contract that it's like, listen, this last kiss, you have to kiss in front of the entire family or town? Because it's like, I've never in my life had a kiss in front of like a romantic kiss.
I was at your wedding. You absolutely did.
You were at my wedding, but that's different.
Well,
this PDA, man. We don't need,
Listen, I have one, not really bone to pick, but in Jingle Bell Run, your hair is amazing, and you wore multiple hats, and I was like, listen, I wear a hat because I got to protect myself from the sun, but like, you did not need any hats.
So this is funny. Every time I'd FaceTime Cassandra from set on Jingle Bell Run, she'd be like, "Oh, your hair is staying like that," and I'd be like, "Babe, I'm in the middle of two scenes. Like, yes, my hair's staying like my hair is like this. This is the way this West Coast girl got. It's my hockey hair. It's my.
You mean like this?
Hair.
You mean something like this? Look at that! Come on, bro. Like
look. The picture in the middle is definitely not great. It's not. It was not good hair.
It started down the middle.
I beg to differ. They're all great.
Well, the one on the far right with the red jacket, that was nearing the end of the shoot, and my hair started to. we started to figure out what to do with my hair, but a turtleneck with that hair is not a great combo on me. It's not.
Yeah. It's
you
very
can't-
90s because it's a middle
very
part.
boy band.
Yeah.
It's very boy
Yeah,
band.
you could have been
90s.
in 98 Degrees in this turtleneck,
Yes,
because
I
they wore a
could
lot
have
of
been.
turtlenecks. Yeah,
I have a hard time. The turtleneck with the facial hair, I have a hard time.
it's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard.
It's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wish we had this conversation before I decided to wear that, Kevin.
It's okay.
You
okay.
could be my Dalla friend next time I'm wearing facial hair and they want to put me in a turtleneck with wardrobe. We'll be like, no. We're calling Kevin.
Call Kevin.
FaceTime me in. Yep.
Kevin, put your turtleneck on right now. Show them what it's going to look like.
We did see. Chris and I were really excited because you had posted a reel when you did Three Wiser Men and a Baby. You were just coming out of your trailer, but you pushed the door open with your Wawa coffee mug, and we were like, yeah.
Guys, that is my go-to coffee mug.
Yeah.
I love the colors.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy it. Nobody knows what it is up here
No,
in Canada.
no,
especially.
of course not.
No one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've gotten a
amazing.
very rare occasion. I've gotten, hey, was that? Did you turn your mug around? What did it say? Wawa? I had maybe 2 people since you gave it to me 5 years ago or 4 years ago or now that have called it out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's listen, man, Wawa is like I don't know how to explain it. It is Philadelphia.
It is.
Yeah.
Part of the lifeblood. Without
So you need to go in one at some point in your life.
Also, yeah, absolutely. But also, I feel like in the Hallmark world, if Donna Kelsey is in enough of the Hallmark movies going forward, eventually she's going to call it out and be like, Wawa?
She might. Yeah.
Is she? Are they from Philly?
Well, Jason's in Philly. He'll never leave because his wife's from
Philly.
Yeah.
But Donna's here a lot.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, I think they're from the South, I think, originally.
No, they're from
aren't they?
Cleveland. They're Cleveland.
I don't know football things.
Oh, they're Cleveland. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's like, I mean, do you follow football? Do you follow American football?
Yeah, I'm a big Chargers fan.
Oh, okay.
Right. Awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
Because like
decent season.
Who are you rooting for hockey now? Because I know you were at San Jose, weren't you, for a while? You were.
No, man, I'm a diehard Montreal Canadiens fan.
Why did I think? Did you go to a Sharks game?
I've gone to a lot of Kings games.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
Kings.
All right.
Kings have always been a tough team for me to get into, though. Like even though they had their dynasty when I was there, and
their dynasty was thanks to this team because we gave you all of our players, and then
It's true. Yeah. Was Jeff Carter?
Yeah. Jeff Carter, Mike Richards, both.
Oh, that's right. And Jeff Carter, he was the heart and soul of that team.
Oh yeah.
He was also the heart and soul of the Canadian Olympic team when they won the Olympics back in the day. Was it 2000? It was before 2010, I think. I was up in Vancouver when I was at 4 o'clock in the morning. They were playing against Finland.
Yep.
And Jeff Carter had an epic game, but it was amazing. I was up here in Vancouver, and all the bars were open until the game started at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I ended up watching it with a whole bunch of cast members in my hotel room. We were all in my bed with house robes on, and we ordered champagne.
Yeah,
watching the game. It was great. Anyway, Jeff Carter had a great game. But I'm a diehard Montreal Canadiens fan.
Yeah,
I watch every single game. It's a rough season this year. We've had some injuries already, and it's just we're in a rebuild and whatever. Blah blah blah. We've been in a rebuild for 25 years.
Dude, one of the original 6, though. I mean, that's something.
Yeah, and we have the most Stanley Cups. We have like 25, 26 Stanley Cups. So we are the dynasty in hockey. We're like the Yankees of hockey.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
But it's been some tough years.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm right there with you. So I totally.
I know you are. Yeah.
It's very hard to be a Philadelphian sports fan. It's like dating. It's like you keep going back to this guy or girl that it didn't work out the first time you dated.
Maybe
the Eagles. The Eagles. You had a.
Yes.
It's been a while.
You won the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah,
2 years ago.
2 or 3 years ago. Yeah.
2 or 3 years ago.
It was 6 years ago now.
How many?
6.
It was 6 years ago.
Yeah. Time moves fast.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it was with your same quarterback, right? It was with
No, it was Nick Foles. It was actually
it was
Carson
Nick
Wentz
Foles.
went down and Foles came in. Yeah, but it was Jason Kelsey, and
It
that's
was
where
Jason Kelsey.
like the love of Jason Kelsey comes from. It's
That's
been a long
right.
time. Billy.
Yeah.
Well.
I forgot about that. Nick Foles that 1 year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Saint Nick. They call him Saint Nick here. That
Saint
guy will
Nick.
never ever buy a drink in Philadelphia as long as he lives.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. I want to be near him when he
And
gets
he shouldn't have to.
Yeah,
No,
that's fine. Oh my God. Okay, so when y'all figured out that you were like, yeah, this was great, the first one.
Yeah.
Should we make a second one? Like, what? A sequel to me, first of all, important to know, Ghostbusters 1 and 2 are my favorite movie. Like, to me, the sequel
Singular movie.
is equal. Like, they're my favorite movie. So, like, I believe in sequels. And this one, I think, was lovely. What was the pressure of, like, filming or deciding to do a sequel to this? If there was.
I had no pressure of deciding whether or not we were going to do a sequel. It was all, the pressure was all on Paul and Kimberly.
Yeah.
To be honest, and any all the other powers that be at Hallmark, which I don't think that they felt the pressure because they knew it was in good hands with Paul and Kimberly. But then the strike happened and the script sat for a little while, and Paul and Kimberly had so many other projects on the go as well, and they would talk about it, but they also had a bit of writer's block at one point. They couldn't break the story. So there was a little bit of that going on, and which I didn't hear anything of because I was just off living my life. And just saying lines other people give me.
Yeah.
But then once the script was locked and we knew the date, then the pressure started building. And but we had done a few table reads by ourselves, and then when we got up to Vancouver all together, we then had like a real honest conversation about each person's role and tried to round it all out, and which character was how to service each character in the way that they needed to be serviced. I think Tyler had one of the biggest changes. That he originally didn't have a love story, so they put in this love story kind of in the in the ninth inning. And so which the Erin Carplunk who played,
she was phenomenal.
She's
like
incredible.
To hold her own against the three of you ding dongs was like amazing. Like she took up the screen, filled the space. It was awesome.
I know. She really is. She's such a talented actress. She did a really big show up here in Canada called Being Erica, it was called. On CBC or CTV, it was on one of our big networks like the NBC of Canada. And so she can hold her own. It was a medical drama, I think it was, and she's an unbelievably talented person, also a sweetheart. And so to have Tyler have a reflection of himself was brilliant. It was great.
And recognized it. Oh, what a fun.
Yeah. And in the extended cut, you're going to see, like, there was a few things that they had. Obviously, the movie was like 35 minutes too long, so they had to cut out a lot. I unfortunately had a little bit of the raw end of that deal because my character, Luke, has a lot more with Roy, and he has a lot, especially at the dinner scene. And he also there's Chad, the new recruit. There's a bunch of scenes with Chad.
Oh, nice.
One of which where he's doing pull-ups and he beats my record, and I go in by myself and I'm lifting, trying to beat what he did, and I actually pull my back, I strain my back, and that's why the scene where we're lifting the wood, I'm kind of like wincing. It was because it was the scene just before that was me throwing my back out. So they didn't show it in this one.
That's funny,
but they will in the extended cut on the streaming.
you
in the ears.
you almost get done dirty that way because it's the way it reads is just that you've not you obviously Andrew, but the character has gotten older because even the Christmas tree and everything, and it's like he's getting older and he's just not accept. So that's so interesting.
But it is that way, you know, and I am getting older and I'm losing my identity, you know, and I'm just I'm a dad and life has gone by like this.
We also noticed the shirt stayed on, so
the shirt stayed on this time.
It was scripted that the shirt was going to come off.
Oh,
Paul Tyler and we had a chat.
Yeah,
and you know, honestly, I was in better shape. I'm in better shape now than I was when I did the first movie.
Yeah,
and I'm like, if I take my shirt off, we don't think people are going to root for him the same way. Like, what's the point? I need to. That's why I turned sideways, and I was kind of like.
I feel like you guys might have gotten that one wrong, but I think people would have still.
Then you'd have some ammo to objectify me. Then there would be.
Don't worry, we still did.
Then you could superimpose me in that beach shot with the guy.
Yeah. We'll just, oh my god.
But I do have my shirt off in the Ireland movie, so you could definitely have a conversation.
All right.
But I just felt like, you know, let's have him let's have him start the movie uncertain of himself.
Yeah.
And that was the whole, you know, basis kind of how I was playing Luke and where he is at this point in his life. He's gotten older and he's again, you know, when his wife leaves, when Sophie leaves, he's now left to pick up all the pieces, and he realizes how much his wife does when she's gone, as I do, as I realize when my wife leaves, when she leaves me with the two boys. I just leave so much, and I don't recognize the fact that she just holds it all together so easily, you know, when I'm gone, and she cooks these incredible meals, and she's got it all. I almost ruin things when I come home. I ruin her whole flow, you know, and she's like, Andrew, stay in your lane.
I got it.
I got this. But again, this movie it's an ode to mothers, and it's a recognition of moms and how much they do for us that we don't even know that they do such a selfless job. And
her scene was stunning.
Yeah.
Like I would have been in tears. That
Paul was. We were all very emotional watching her play that scene, and Paul was, as he always is, he's very emotional, wears his emotions on his sleeve, and he was crying every time she performed it. He was crying legitimately. It wasn't like he was like, you know, had to cry in that scene.
Yeah.
Paul's such a softie. He's the best. Paul, like, he doesn't have an ounce of he's so honest, you know. He and so Margaret, and kudos to Kim Sustad for writing that scene.
Yeah.
Because she brings authenticity to these movies and to everything that whatever she writes.
Yeah.
And whatever she brings to these scripts, it's just authentic, real stories. And that's why I think people are so drawn to her as a writer and her as a person. There's not a there's not a phony bone in her body, and she's just,
I think that's what's nice is like something so heartfelt like that speech that the mom got is like people have sat through that. People have had those thoughts. Like, and I think sometimes these movies, sometimes we do want to watch something to escape, but sometimes that is an escape to realize, oh my gosh, other people feel that way too. Other people have been through that too. Yes. It's just as important as being able to watch a movie for 2 hours and not think about your own life.
Yeah, and it's not like Kim is married with, has a partner in her life that she's able to co-parent with. Kimberly is a solo parent.
Yeah.
She mothers 2 girls by herself, and she also has her mom come in town to help her every once in a while. But here she is, being a writer, being a mom, being a writer, being an actress. Having to be at all these fan events and other things that she's doing, and doing everything else that you know that somebody like her has to do.
Right.
And she just owns it. She's a boss.
It's funny that the speech was Margaret Collins' speech was powerful enough to, not that we didn't like Roy, but like we already know the three of you, right? We already see you in the first movie. So even if they're at fault, you kind of side with the brothers, and it's like, yeah, who's this guy coming in as the fan? But when she says all of that, it made, not that Christopher wasn't doing a great job himself, but it made Roy that much more likable. It's like, oh man, it was a very funny moment as just a viewer to be like, what a great moment. And I also was, I was the fourth brother. I also was, I was the more of the Matt Hamilton brother, but yeah, it was such a beautiful moment. So.
Yeah,
it was. And how about Chris, right? Chris Schreier. Oh, here's my kids here. How about Chris Schreier? He was great, wasn't he?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and for him to come into an already like well-oiled machine and do what he did.
Yeah, that's hard. That's that's the thing. It's like we're supposed to not like this person, but it was almost impossible because he's very likable.
He's a very likable guy. Yeah.
But we were very happy that you brought Leclerc back. Thank you for bringing like that.
Mark Leclerc can have his own film. At this point, I think we'd all.
He can have his own spinoff. That's for sure. Yeah.
So good. Well, your kids are home. I don't want to keep you much longer.
No, guys, this is good timing to to wrap things up. But I appreciate you guys so much, and always great to see your faces. And
this was. Thank you for giving us your time.
Why don't you plug what you know, at least for Andrew?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, of course. So Andrew's company Skin Mason is having a 40% off sale. And you have to. So the thing that I was going to tell him is that Cassandra, his wife, made a video the other day of using the wipes. And for some reason I was like, this is products for men. I can't use these. Well, she used them. So I'm going to get the wipes on Black Friday.
30% off. Sure. There you go. Black Friday. Awesome. Well, check out Remark. We will be back with a review of like 7 or 8 movies or something like that.
9 million movies.
You can email us at remarktheshow@gmail.com. If you have thoughts, questions, concerns. What?
Please don't send us concerns.
What are you concerned about? We did just get an email today. Somebody wanted to optimize our SEO, and I was like, I'm not going to reply to that, but thank you.
That's a bot.
You can follow us at Facebook and Instagram at Remark the Show. And go see Kristin at City Theater Company, Spring Awakening, and Hallmarkable Comedy Sports. I can't wait. You can see Mike is doing Drunk Text. They are doing Christmas Carol on the 20th and 21st of December at the Rat. You can go to the Rat NYC to find out more information. And we finally watched A Christmas Story. So that episode of my daughter Kit and I doing, what's our show called?
It's called The Perfect 10.
Will be out very soon. So.
All right. That sounds so great.
We did it.
We love Andrew Walker.
He's the best.
He's our favorite.
Come hang out.
Paul Campbell.
Come hang out.
Come hang out.
Anytime. Anyone. I had a game I was going to play and we never got to, and it's totally fine. But let me ask one question, Kristin.
Okay.
Chris, which is the correct Hallmark sequel title? It's the exact same question, but can you get it right this time?
Yeah.
Sister Swap, Christmas in the City. Sister Swap, Christmas Time in the City. Or Sister Swap, It's Christmas Time in the City.
A.
I'm glad we didn't play it because I don't like when you get it right. Bye.
Bye.